Hello everyone, Bill Platt here, and I'm testing out some new stuff, trying to provide greater quality on my video production. So I'm using some new software called OBS Studio, and it was made specifically for this purpose. So uh, that's what I just want to let you know what I'm using here. And in this video, we're going to talk about how we can sell more books as book authors. So what we're going to do here is I've got a slideshow put together, small. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit short, but I'm going to try to explain to you some general concepts of getting people to purchase your books. So let's get into the slideshow real quick. The big question is, why do people buy books? And the answer is really simple. If you're doing a fiction book or a puzzle book, people are buying the books to be entertained. If you're doing nonfiction books, they're buying books to learn something from you. And so either they have goals they want to reach, they want to build a website, they want to become a programmer, they want to repair a car, they want to fix the kitchen sink, whatever the situation, they have certain goals that they want to meet. And then the last item for nonfiction is they may have a problem that they want to fix. So, for example, health, wealth, and relationships are the biggest categories across the board in nonfiction. So, health is how to lose weight, how to get in shape for this summer. Then with the wealth, it's how to make more money, how to save money, how to invest in my future, relationships. The big one for years is how to get my ex back, or how to have a great relationship with your family, how to improve relationships you have with other people. So, the basic reasons why people buy books are to be entertained, if they're doing fiction or puzzle books, to learn something, to be able to reach the goals that they have, or to solve a problem. And that's the basic gist of why people buy the books that we make available to them. Now, for us as individual authors, our goal should be to create a book that people want to read. It's not enough to create a book that is good, we have to create something that people want to read. And that's why it's important to look at this. Why do people buy books? Well, they want to buy for very selfish reasons. They don't care that you have taken the time to write a great book. What they care about is how's this book going to help me? How's this book going to give me what I want? And so I want to show you something that's kind of interesting to me. And this is a one of my YouTube channels, and I've got several of them. I'm just getting started in the YouTube world, okay? So there's nothing really exceptional here, except on this particular channel, I do most of my videos are unlisted because they're available inside of a product, or they're available inside of a membership area, or whatever the case may be. But most of them are unlisted in the YouTube channel. So I do get a lot of watch time on this particular channel. Now, what's important is we're looking at these stats are basically for the first 11 months of 2017. And during that time, my videos have been watched 32,528 minutes worth of view time on this channel, which is exceptional, you think, on the surface. And then my average view duration is 4 minutes 45 seconds. Now, here's where the scary part comes in: audience retention. And it's going to load up here for you real quick. And so the average percentage of each video viewed was 32%. So for every roughly 10 minutes of recording time, people watched an average of 3 minutes. Now, with my videos, I tend to go overboard. If you're on my channel, you know this. I do a lot of videos that are about an hour long. And then every once in a while I'll do 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes. But If my average retention rate on a video is only 32% of the video, then I have a lot of work I need to do. That number should be up. Honestly, it should be up over 50%. It could be as high as 60 or 70%, depending on whose channel it is and how entertaining they are. And although I'm educational, I'm not as entertaining as I should be. And so I do this, and maybe I'm more entertaining, but I don't think so, right? So with my particular channel, this particular channel we're looking at here, I've got a lot of view time, 32,000 minutes this year, but my average percentage of view is 32%. So, like for example, we come down, let me scroll down and we'll take a look at a couple of these. So, this video is 18 minutes long. It's got an average of 23% viewership. So, we're looking at 4.5 minutes for my average view. Now, why this is important to the overall scenario of what we're doing here is if you, as content developers, as book authors, we are content developers. So we want people, when I sit down to write something, my goal is to get you from page one to the last page without any hesitation. If you don't get to the very last page of the book, I consider my book a failure. And that's just my personal thing. And so my goal is to get you to open the book and then to read every single page of the book all the way to the end of the book. Well, with my videos, it's very clear that I'm not doing that. I'm 23% here, 35% here. I think the longest one was like this one right here, 51%. There's a 61 down here. So let's take a look at the 51%. That was a 7.5 minute video with the average watch time of 3.5 minutes. Now, some people are watching it 100% all the way through, but most people are going in probably watching 1 or 2 minutes and then abandoning the video, okay? And then this one was 77%, so it was a 2 minute 35-second video, but people generally only watch 3/4 of the video. So most people are only watching about a minute and a half of video, or maybe 2 minutes of a 2 minute 35-second video, okay? And then let's see, the 61% was this one, 5.5 minute video, and they watched just over half. So they're watching about 3 minutes of a nearly 6 minute video, okay? So these are the kind of numbers. What we're looking at here, it's just breakdown percentage over everybody. It doesn't really tell the story of the individual, but does tell the average over everyone. So basically what it comes down to is probably half of my viewers, they watch the first 30 seconds and then abandon, okay? And that's not the ideal situation to be in as a content developer. And I've seen other people's stats, so mine aren't so bad, but they're not so awesome either because I have high expectations for myself. But as a book author, when I'm writing a book, I want people to read page one, but I want them to read the whole book, not just half of the book or a quarter of the book. I want them to read the entire book, okay? So when we are looking to sell books, how this has a application is when we're selling books, we have our book description. And with our book description, let's see, yes, okay, just making sure there that I had the right video up. But with a video description, or with a book description, the goal is to get people to read the entire book description and feel compelled to click on that buy button and buy your book and then read your book. And what comes down to, we go back to let me go back to this thing here, why do people buy books? So when we understand why people buy books, then we understand how to give them the kind of materials they want from us, okay? So if they want to be entertained, we need to entertain them in our book description. If we're trying to teach them something, we must also teach them a little bit of something in the book description. And in both cases, our goal is to create a desire to own the book. We need to create a desire within the mind of the reader that they do want to read our book. So if you're doing a romance book, you're going to introduce people into the romantic feel of the book and bring them into the story that you're sharing with them. If it's a mystery, we lay down what the mystery is and what we're trying to solve and try to suck the reader right into that story. With the goal setting nonfiction, if their goal is to build a website, we're going to talk to them about the nuances of building a website and why they should read this book. And with the problem solving, you have a problem, I have a solution. Here is what your problem is, and let them feel that you're talking specifically to their problem. And if you're talking specifically to their problem, then you are more likely to be able to be the one to help them solve that problem. So that's what we want to do with our book descriptions. We want to bring people in to what we can do with our books. So with the fiction and the puzzle books, we want to entertain them in our book description. With the people who are motivated by goals, we want to demonstrate to them that we have the knowledge necessary not only to teach them what they want to know, but we're able to do it in such a way that it's actually an entertaining read. They won't get bored by reading our book. And with the problem solution thing, we want to introduce to them this is what the problem is that we are trying to solve. And if they understand that the problem that we are addressing is something that they can relate to, then they're more inclined to want to buy our solution. But also they're looking at that description and figuring out whether your writing style is such that it will be an interesting read. They don't want to be. They do not want to spend the money to buy your book, and then only get halfway through the book and abandon it. Okay, and they don't want to read the first chapter and feel they wasted their money. So that is why it's important for us to focus on that book description in such a way that we create the desire to read the book, and we leave with them the promise that we can actually deliver on what we're offering to them, and we can do it in such a way that they would enjoy the process of reading our book. So I hope this has been helpful. My name's Bill Platt. If you like what you've seen in this video, click the subscribe button down below and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to share this with somebody, feel free to do so. Thank you very much. Have a great one.